10 looks nice. There's a horrible little star by it, so we'll do it. I'm going to work over here in yellow. In geography, Ken is converting degrees Fahrenheit into degrees Celsius. He uses this formula. So here I go. To get degrees C, I take my 5, multiply my F minus 32 and divide it all by 9. So basically, I know my Fahrenheit, take away 32, get an answer, multiply by 5, get an answer, divide by 9, and I know how many degrees C that is. It says find C if F equals 68. So put a 68 in there. Centigrade equals 5 lots of 68, take away 32, then divide that by 9. Lovely, no calculator. That 9. Let's do it properly. I know what I meant. Right, so I've got 5 lots of 68 to take away 32. That's the phone, I can't get it. 68 take away 32 is going to be 30 something, 36, and I'm going to divide that by 9. Now look, this is quite nice because 9 goes into 36 4 times, so 4, 1. And I've got 5 times 4, I'm going to 20 degrees C. Is that alright? I mean, I know there's a bracket there. I know one should or could in fact multiply 5 times 36, but why bother? Look, I've got 5 times 36 divided by 9. Who says I've got to multiply this all out and make it go all big? Let's be sensible about it. 4 goes into 36 9 times. No, I lied. 9 goes into 36 4 times. What I meant to say. And 9 goes into himself once. There you go, 5 4s are 20, and just have it done. And then it says I've got to do the same thing, but this time I've got to do F is 32. Lovely. Well, let's just do it. I mean, it's lovely. Look at this. So degrees C is going to be 5 times 32, take away 32, because that's what the formula says, and then divide by 9. Well, 5 times 32, let's not do that. 32 take away 32 is 0. I've got 5 times nothing at all divided by 9. Well, I've got 0. So 0 degrees C, let's leave it like that. There's a beautiful formula in question 11. I think I'll do question 12. It looks really, really long and interesting. Let's see if I can handle it without crashing. And we'll go back to that. It says Endmore Cabs uses the following formula to work out taxi fares. So they got £3.50 for a start, and then they say plus £1.20 per mile. Right, not sure what the 350 is for, but anyway, that's what they're going to do. They're going to put it straight on the meter, 350, and if you go for a mile, it's going to cost you, I don't know, 3 plus 1, 4, £4.70 if you go for a mile, because the 350 is charged up front anyway. Right, part A says Jack travels 2 miles, what is Jack's fare? Well, it's going to be £1.20 times 2 lots of miles. Doesn't ask me to make a formula, by the way, so, but I'm going to use this formula, although there's no letters for distance and C for cost and all the rest of it, and add on the £3.50 as well. What have we got then? Well, we've got here 240 plus the 350 on top, 5.90. So it comes to £5.90 if you want to go a couple of miles. That's that done. Let's go to yellow and work in the brown zone where the field is all nice and dry and beautiful. Jane pays £7.10. How many miles did she travel? Ah, she pays £7.10. Alright, let's write it down. She pays £7.10. But don't forget that includes the 350 up front. So let's take it away first. So £7.10, take away £3.50 is going to give us £3.50, £3.60. So £3.60 is what's left to cover her cost per mile. Now I know that it's £1.20 per mile, so I'm going to take her £3.60 and divide by that £1.20, and that goes in, as you can see beautifully, it goes in 3 times, therefore 3 miles. Right, she's bought 3 miles worth of cab time, so to speak. Now, C, Jim has a £10 note. He's bound to get some change, isn't he? What is the maximum distance that he can travel? And let's have a look. I don't know. Well, let's just take away the 350 first up front. So that's going to give us £6.50 to spend on travel per mile. Essentially, I want to do £6.50 divided by £1.20. Now let's go into the realm of whole numbers. Let's call that 650 pence over 120 pence. Let's lose the zeros. Now how many times does 12 go into 65? Well, 5 12s are 60. Have we got to go to the one whole decimal place or something? Oh, let's just have a look. Maybe they won't charge for half a mile. Let's see if it works. 12 goes into 65. Well, 5 12s are 60, so I'm going to say 5 miles. Now, if I want to go 5 miles, I've got 5 12ths left over, as you can see. So it's 5 and 5 12ths of a mile. I don't know if the question's implying I should do it to the exact amount, but for £6.50, having paid the £3.50, as part of the fare, then he's going to go 5 and 5 12ths of a mile with his £6.50. Alright, so both answers are acceptable, but I'm going to stick with the last one in terms of doing it absolutely with no pennies left over and no change being given. Right, what's the next bit say? This is D. Now, Startmore cabs have a flat rate of £2 per mile. So here's Startmore. So £2 per mile, irrespective of there's no upfront charge basically. Right, John needs to travel 10 miles. Which company should he choose? Well, let's just try it. We've got Startmore, and we've got the other one that's called Endmore. Very good, start and end. Very creative. Well done, AQA. So Startmore is going to be, let's have a look, 10 miles it's going to be, so therefore 10 lots of £2. That's going to cost you £20 to go with Startmore cabs. Endmore, what's the formula? I'm going to be 10 lots of £1.20 and add on the £3.50 and see which is cheaper. So 10 lots of £1.20, we're looking at £12 plus the £3.50, and even though they charge £3.50, even if you go nowhere at all, it's going to cost the man, let's have a look, £15 and 50 pence. There you go. So you should use Endmore. So the punchline, he should use Endmore because it is cheaper. And if you want to say cheaper by £4.50, do so. E. So that was let's go back to black there. That was D, and now we're going to do E in the brown zone. When does it become more expensive to choose Startmore cabs? Right, here I go. That's difficult, isn't it? So if I go for Startmore, it will be 2 times X. Let's say £2 times X being the number of miles. And for the Endmore people, it's going to be 1.2X. It's £1.20 per mile plus £3.50 or 3.5. Now, when they're equal, that's great. Now, let me do a little equation working out what the value is for X when it becomes the same price for each company. So that's Startmore, that's Endmore, and they're equal at this point. Okay, 2 times X, £2 per mile, 1.2X, 1.20 per mile, plus the 3.50, and that's their formula anyway. So let's just rearrange that. Bring the 1.2 over. I've got 0.8X equals 3.5. That means the amount of miles that makes them both equally cheap is going to be 3.5 over 0.8. Let's work with whole numbers. 35 over 8, and let's just do a short division sum, or do it in my brain. How many 8s into 35? That goes 4, 4 8s are 32, and 3 8s left over. So at 4 and 3/8 miles, they're both equally cheap. Now, if we go for 5 miles, the next whole number of miles up, 5 miles, we see it's going to cost Startmore. Let's just have a look. If you go with Startmore, it's going to be 5 times your £2 equals £10. Okay, Startmore. Let's try 5 miles with Endmore as well. So that's going to be 5 lots of £1.20, and then add on the £3.50. What do we got here? We have got 5 lots of £1.20, which is going to be £6, plus the £3.50. Where's my 50 gone? Plus £3.50, and that will come to, what do we got then? We've got £9.50. So therefore, up to 5 miles, from 5 miles onwards, Startmore becomes more expensive than Endmore. Alright, so they're exactly equal at 4 3/8 of a mile, but as soon as you go to the next whole mile up, Startmore is more expensive than Endmore. So if you're going to go more than 5 miles, you better go with Endmore. If you're going less than 5 miles, you go with Startmore. And that, my friends, is it. I'm going to stop now and probably have some lunch.